The Supreme Court is the most powerful court in America. In fact, so powerful that the justices who sit upon the bench hold their job for life, according to the Constitution. The Founding Fathers did not predict that justices would be serving for 25 or more years. And as American citizens, you should want the judgments of the Supreme Court to reflect the current changes and views of our society and not political choices from decades earlier. I've learned a lot about the federal government by taking an American constitutional law class, and I've done additional research on the judicial branch and the 18-year term proposal. So first I'm going to explain how lifetime terms can affect justices' productivity. And then next I'm going to talk about how the appointment process is being abused for political purposes. And finally I'll describe how the 18-year proposal can provide equal opportunity for each president to appoint a justice. An 18-year term limit for Supreme Court justices could be beneficial to the federal government and the citizens of America. According to Stuart Taylor Jr., a Stanford law professor, longer terms can affect justices' productivity in several ways. Serving the now average term of 25 years can put justices into autopilot. Long-serving justices have been said to have a set mindset for their logic and their views when it comes to the voting process. And long-serving justices have also been said to delegate much of their work to their law clerks. By limiting their workload, this can make it easier for justices to stay on without working as hard. The law clerks do a good deal of opinion drafting and petition screening, often without comments from the justices. The result in this is diminished productivity, and important cases can be easily dismissed. With the life expectancy higher now, justices are serving well past their prime, affecting the efficiency of the court. Intellectual depreciation increases as you get older, and with justices serving into their 80s, the mental capacity can severely decline. In fact, colleagues of Justice William Douglas, who served 37 years, informally agreed to void decisions in which Douglas cast the deciding vote due to his mental incompetence. Since the trend now is to appoint young candidates to the Supreme Court, an 18-year term can help with these issues. Having an end in mind can help the justices enthusiastically and proactively complete their work. However, diminished productivity is not the only flaw with lifetime tenure. The process to appoint a Supreme Court justice has lost its way and has turned into political chaos. The process to appoint a Supreme Court justice is being abused for political purposes. According to a PBS Online article, what was once unanimous confirmations by the Senate has increasingly become more divided. Michael Waldman, the president of the nonpartisan Brennan Center, said, "We have gone from routinely having supermajority votes for nominees in both parties to narrow to almost party line votes. And the nominees that the presidents have picked in recent years have also been known to be more ideological. Though there are no formal qualifications to be a nominee for the Supreme Court, justices are supposed to disassociate themselves with political parties. But more often, the president focuses on finding a young, most ideological candidate instead of a well-qualified candidate who will serve with integrity. In these partisan times, justices are staying on the court longer. They're holding off on retiring until they can be replaced in a political environment to their liking. According to Fix the Court, a nonpartisan organization that advocates for non-ideological federal courts, a single 18-year term will increase the rotation of justices serving and broaden the pool of potential nominees. Remember when the Senate refused to vote on President Obama's nominee, Merrick Garland, leaving the nomination to the next president? Well, this caused a huge political brawl. With an 18-year term, each president would have the equal opportunity to appoint justices to the Supreme Court. Fix the Court's 18-year term proposal eliminates the chance of a president appointing multiple justices while some choose none, like when Richard Nixon chose 4 justices within his first term and Jimmy Carter did not have the opportunity to appoint any. With this proposal, the President and Senate will appoint 2 Supreme Court justices within a single presidential term. This would provide for an appointment on the first and third year of the President's term. If the vacancy should occur in year 2 or 4, then the President would fill that spot in place of year 3. And in the event a third vacancy become available within a President's term, then a retired justice may temporarily fill in. So I explained how lifetime terms can affect justices' productivity. I discussed how the appointment process is being abused for political purposes. And finally, I explained how the 18-year term proposal will provide equal opportunity for each president to appoint justices. 18-year term limits for the Supreme Court justices would be beneficial to the federal government and the citizens of America. I believe an 18-year term is more suitable and will resolve many of these issues presented with lifetime tenure. We could have justices in their intellectual prime and less political strain. A fair system for elected officials, and we, the people who elect them, can be better represented. It may be difficult to achieve, but anything that involves hard work is worth accomplishing. Yay.